And what is going on, my Houston Texans family? This time next week, we will be discussing what the hell the Houston Texans did in the first round. We got a 3-round Houston Texans mock draft for you today. I am so excited. Yesterday, if you were a part of the Bleacher Report creator mock draft, I had a blast. I was able to trade up from 25 to 23, jump the Minnesota Vikings, and took Kelvin Banks Jr., offensive tackle out of Texas. If you want to go check that out, hit up the Bleacher Report YouTube channel. It was about 2 hours. It was a fun time. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the Houston Texans have 4 selections in the top 100. And if you're asking me, we need help on the offensive line. We need help in the wide receiver room. And you can convince me on getting some help at the defensive tackle area. And I'm talking about the first round here. I'm talking about pick 25. But one thing for sure is that we are going to have you covered because, ladies and gentlemen, this Thursday, this upcoming Thursday, night one of the NFL draft, we will be hosting a live watch party. Me, Athletically Declined, and Dave and Buster's, the Katy location. We're going to be firing on all cylinders, prizes, giveaways, celebrity guest appearances. We already have almost 30 people say that they were going to show up. Let's all join together as Houston Texans family and watch whatever the hell happens in round one. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got here. We got the Pro Football Sports Network mock draft simulator. My name is Ruben Calavillo, and I drop daily Houston Texans content. So make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest Houston Texans news, rumors, and updates. Cam Ward goes first, Travis Hunter goes second. That does not surprise me whatsoever. It's more what the Houston Texans are going to do. So you see right here, Kelvin Banks goes 13 to the Miami Dolphins, something that they need. They need to protect quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. I will say this, moving up to 13 to get Kelvin Banks or a Matthew Golden, who was selected at 11 to the San Francisco 49ers, those moves will not get me upset at all. But let's continue with this draft. Wow, Colts go Shador Sanders. That would absolutely be crazy. I definitely don't see that happening. In the Bleacher Report mock draft yesterday, we had the Raiders select Shador Sanders early, kind of throwing the draft for a loop. But here we are, pick 25 for the Houston Texans. Tyler Booker goes one spot ahead of us to the Minnesota Vikings. There's Josh Simmons on the board available to us. I know Panda does not like that pick. So shout out to Panda, the Discord game. We're going to be also be doing a video where I grade the Discord mock draft. If you want to be in the Discord, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll personally send you the link. But Gray Zabel, offensive guard, North Dakota State, would not mind going there with pick 25, taking advantage of that fifth-year option. Gray Zabel is a versatile lineman with the ability to play just about anywhere along the offensive line, but likely projects best as an interior player in the NFL. With the thin center group in the 2025 NFL Draft, as well as Zabel's accurate snaps at the Senior Bowl, he could project best as a center in this particular class. Zabel is a powerful offensive lineman who generates serious push as a blocker on the move. He applies a take no prisoners mentality when he locks up at the point of attack. As a shorter arm blocker who needs to work on his knee bend, Zabel could face some limitations at the NFL, particularly in his rookie year. Nevertheless, Zabel is a high-end athlete with a combined size, twitch, flexibility, football IQ, violent hands, and mauler mentality to thrive at any interior spot. As he builds up his play strength, his outlook should only improve. Houston Texans, they get much needed offensive line help. They go Greg Zabel, offensive guard, at pick 25. They pass on Josh Simmons. I know this will be a conversation after night one, but let's continue as we get into the second round. Tennessee Titans get Trey Harris, good pick by them. Chiefs get Kenneth Grant, great pick by them. Jets, Jalen Murrow is crazy. Okay. Jonas Savanea to the Bengals. I like that. Josh Connolly Jr. already went. I like that. All right, here we go. Pick 58. I'm not doing any trades right now. Um, Mason Taylor, tight end from LSU, that does excite me. Travion Henderson, running back from the Ohio State, that does excite me. He's met with the Houston Texans. Caleb Johnson has also met with the Houston Texans, but I feel like, let me see who else is available at the wide receiver spot. Jaden Higgins out of Iowa State is nice. Darius Alexander of Toledo is nice, but I'm looking here. I'm thinking about the offense. I'm thinking about the big plays that need to happen. The Houston Texans, they need a 1-2 running back punch, and they are going to get that with the Ohio State Travion Henderson. Henderson and Quinshon Judkins are graded very similar in our 2025 NFL draft board, but Henderson comes away with a slight edge, though he's a year older, 22. Henderson is the type of back that every offensive coordinator would love to have in their RB room. Henderson has no qualms about sharing the Ohio State backfield with Judkins. He had no qualms. And even as Judkins eclipsed Henderson in carries, Henderson bested Judkins with his efficiency. He was the better goal line option and receiving threat at 5'10", 202. Henderson is a compact, low to the ground slasher with the burst and speed to reach the second level in a blink. He's physical and hyperactive, yet he's a controlled pass catcher and an ultra reliable pass protector with third down value. That all-around ability combined with his home run speed could cause him to go higher than expected on the draft. No, and I understand this might surprise a lot of people, but I think Travion Henderson will have immediate impact in Houston. Yes, he will be behind Joe Mixon, but he was in the kind of same situation at the Ohio State with Quinshon Judkins, kind of maximizing his opportunity. And here's the thing: we know who the starting running back is for this year, Joe Mixon. No one should argue with that. He had a fantastic first year with the Houston Texans, 10 touchdowns. Joe Mixon is here. He is your starter in 2025. But just imagine, like, the threat never goes away, because as soon as Joe Mixon comes off, here comes your second round running back, Travion Henderson. And we got fireworks, ladies and gentlemen. The offense gets better. All right, here we go. Round 3. Let's see who's available. Harold Fanning Jr., tight end out of Bowling Green. He had a crazy, I think he led the league in receiving yards. Jared Wilson, offensive center out of Georgia. Barrett Carter, linebacker to Clemson. Alik Manor, wide receiver out of Stanford. Now, if you ask our boy Spencer, he loves Alik Manor because of that one play where Alik just mossed Travis Hunter, who was number 2 overall. I want to look at right here. So here, Elijah Arroyo is rated as the 90th prospect in this draft. I've seen him go as high as the second round, but let me see who's there at offensive guard, because I definitely want to get a wide receiver, and I definitely want at least 2 linemen. Let me go Alik Manor, man. Let me get my third wide receiver. No, damn. Yeah. Alik Manor has the physical tools to hypothetically thrive along the perimeter in the NFL. He has a large catch radius and impressive ball skills, and his coordination helps him track down the ball well and take optimal angles in the air. He offers good speed for his size too, and the combination of size and speed make him a difficult defender to bring down after the catch. If you're looking for a polished route running technician, Manor might not be your first choice. He's a bit high coming into his breaks and doesn't have the explosiveness in his lower half to consistently create separation. He's still developing his release package, and a high center of gravity can make it easier for cornerbacks to press him near the line of scrimmage. Manor is quick but not efficient, and well built but not as strong as you'd expect. Those issues invite uncertainty, but his big playability and run blocking presence emphasize his worth. Look, this is the third round we are talking about here, but I could still see Alik Manor automatically being the Houston Texans wide receiver number 3. And as we get to pick 89, Gunnar Hill goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Elijah Arroyo is there. If he falls, I'm on it. Terrence Ferguson, tight end out of Oregon, is there. If he falls, let's go with one of these tight ends because we have Dylan Fairchild. Let's go with Elijah Arroyo. No, we've already drafted Elijah Arroyo. Let's go Terrence Ferguson, guys, for just to go different. He doesn't always get the same flowers as the top tight ends of the 2025 NFL draft class. But Terrence Ferguson is one of the most well-rounded prospects this cycle. He is coming off of a stellar campaign with the Oregon Ducks at 43 catches, 591 yards with 3 touchdowns, in which he showed he can be productive in the pros. At 6'5", 247 pounds, Ferguson was one of the fastest and most explosive testers at the NFL Combine, and that athleticism shows up on film. His acceleration is more powerful than energetic, but he's a nuanced separator as well as a solid right threat and dutiful blocker. An emphasis for Ferguson at the NFL level should be limiting focus drops over the middle, but looking at the full checklist, Ferguson fills the boxes. Plus, he has an elite athletic profile to build upon. We are taking Terrence Ferguson in the 3rd round. And that is going to conclude our mock draft today. Happy to be sharing the Pro Football Sports Network simulator on this video. We are getting together our Wi-Fi, guys. We are no longer lagging. But with that being said, Houston Texans 3-round mock draft. 1st round, Greg Zabel, North Dakota State. 2nd round, Travion Henderson, running back, Ohio State. 3rd round, Alik Ayoman, or wide receiver, Stanford. And pick 89, Terrence Ferguson, tight end, Oregon. So we went with guys who we haven't discussed. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. Would you be upset if the Houston Texans made this mock draft real? With that being said, for more Houston Texans content, you guys know what to do. Feel free to follow me for more. Go Houston. Have a very blessed day.